said a guy who has his finances in order. And then what did she say? Doesn't spend his money stupidly. That's having your finances. Like, I don't really care about finances, but like have their finance order, but not really. But like, just don't spend money stupidly.
On her
so
and
it's
the
like,
kids.
Like, I get it. Like the girls are on a podcast, they don't want to make themselves look like bad or whatever. But dude, I mean, let's just keep it 1,000. I always say it. All women are gold diggers. Some are just better at hiding the shovel. They hide it up with words like passion or ambition or drive,
goals.
Or goals. Like, hey man, look, man. You had that TradCon pill, bro. Like, because
so what's the alternative? Getting of a like, are we advocating towards getting a surgery which prevents you from having children? That's not even to compare that to birth control is insane. That surgery is not meant to be reversed. It's meant to be permanent. Not you didn't say like put on a condom or like be absent for a little bit. The red pill ideology is literally avoid family creation and get a dick surgery. And you didn't even say no to that. You're like, well, maybe.
You have to understand context. What is the context? The context.
How to become a high-value man from the Red Pill Godfather.
Yes, but
the
when you're
fastest way, the quickest way to do it. That's important, dude. He said the quickest way to do it. Avoid family creation. Focus on making money. Go to the gym.
Get a vasectomy.
All the self-improvement stuff. Because a lot of guys, remember, dude, the average guy doesn't have much dick discipline. They'll get a girl pregnant when they're 18, 19, 20, 21. So if you get a vasectomy, what does it do? It makes it retard-proof. He's giving advice for the lowest common denominator. Quickest way to be a high-value guy for the lowest common denominator. That's the advice, dude. A lot of people will sit there. How many guys do you know that could have been stars that got a girl pregnant in high school?
Now, once again, context. This is not geared towards family. It's geared towards becoming successful in a high-value light.
So who is the high-value man? Who qualifies that? Because all the women in here, they just said that it's about ambition, it's about character, your personality. Is it you flexing for other guys? Who's qualifying? Like, who are you becoming high-value for? Other dudes on the internet?
So ultimately, when you're done with that list, so to speak, and you're successful, you now are seen as a prize to women. So, for example, yes, you could have a good personality, have good energy, good vibe. That's cool. But long-term, becoming successful is going to be the key factor for most people. So he's just saying to get there faster, do these steps. Now, ultimately, like I said before, family-wise is not, I want to say, the best
And
way.
here's the other thing too, bro. I don't mean to call any of these ladies out, but they said a bunch of bullshit. They don't even care about any of these things unless they're attracted to you first. There's plenty of
what makes you attractive, though?
Well, hold on. But you're not going to give a fuck about his personality or being genuine or his integrity if he's not handsome enough or if he doesn't qualify.
But it wasn't talking about what they're attracted to. It's their idea of a high-value man. And so then what's more important?
But they're not going to give that guy a chance unless he meets certain prerequisites. Girls always assume attraction when you ask them.
I feel like you're assuming that.
I'm assuming what?
That somebody, I feel like there's a lot of girls who you could use the word settle. You know, if it fits.
So
their
you'll
vibes.
accept integrity, passion, loyalty, and honesty. A homeless guy can give you that.
I mean, I think there's a lot of girls. I think you're exaggerating the situation, but I think there are a lot of girls.
It's not that. What I'm saying is that women give surface level answers that a multitude of men can actually give them. But the problem is that they only want it from a minority of men. Because girls, right? Because a lot of these things you guys mentioned, dude, you know how many guys can give you guys this? But y'all ain't picking them. Come on, man, let's operate in reality here. The dude, he doesn't even get to show you these traits unless he's attractive first. That's my point.
So what makes him attractive?
Maybe his height, maybe the way he speaks to you, his tonality, all these things.
His game.
How many guys you got in friend zone right now?
What is the friend zone?
How many guys do you have
Male
right now
friends.
that you're friends with that you're not currently having sex with?
I don't know.
You're in the music industry, correct?
Yeah.
Guarantees a bunch of guys that are in the
In
friend
my
zone.
inbox, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And you talk to them and you know them. Maybe they help you here and there, blah, 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 right? I guarantee a bunch of those guys have these things that you mentioned.
Right.
But you ain't giving them a chance because they don't meet a look level yet. Or they're not handsome enough. Or they're not confident enough. Maybe they're not tall enough.
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is that girls give surface level bullshit that a bunch of guys can get to them, but they're not attractive enough so they don't care that these guys have these traits. So being high value, bro, it's like they only care about these traits and consider high value for when it's from the right guy.
Right. But let's not just talk about when it comes to being attractive. What's more important, being successful or having a family?
Having a family.
What do you guys think?
Successful.
Wait, so, for the man or for the woman?
It seems like the red pill ideology is that being successful is more important. It's not about attracting a woman. Like, what's more important for a man? What should a man's priority be? Having a family or being successful?
Being successful first every single time, because then you have the ability to choose. But if
not
you're
anymore.
success-
Not if you get the vasectomy, then
Well,
you can't have the family.
Dude, you can undo a vasectomy. Like, I don't know why you keep saying, like, you can undo a vasectomy.
It's that one point.
Sometimes.
It's that one point that has you tripped out. Remember, dude,
but it
that
says
thing-
avoid family creation. Like we
At
get
the beginning stages, bro.
Your
Dude, that's
20s.
not a long term. It's
that's
a short term.
He said quickest way, which means short-term strategy to building your value up as quickly as possible. That's retard proof. That's not going to get you in a
Look,
jam.
I'm not saying that you should have a kid when you're extremely young, but I am saying that we should be focused on becoming good fathers too. Just like we make fun of girls for prioritizing their careers and wanting to be girl bosses and wanting to build an empire, they're not prioritizing motherhood immediately. And then we're saying, men, ignore family creation, get a vasectomy so you could focus on getting rich. And then you'll be 40, you'll have all these hoes and girls, and then start a family. Like, how are we building men to become good fathers if they've been only prioritizing success, if they have a dick surgery? How do they have the character that's going to lead a proper family?
So you're saying
because they've dealt with a
I feel
bunch
like
of
that's-
hoes first,
Yeah,
so
no.
they know what a good
Hold
woman
on.
is.
So you're saying us as men, when we're young, should have kids early, right?
No,
No,
he didn't
no,
say
that's
that.
not what he said.
I didn't say that.
No, but what's the priority then?
Look,
Family or
It
success?
doesn't mean that you need to have kids young, but it shouldn't be avoid family creation in your head. That's an important thing to think about when you're young too. How am I going to have the character? How am I going to have the maturity, the responsibility to become a good father when I am ready to do it?
So what age should men have kids then?
I would say early 30s is probably ideal.
30s?
Yeah, I would say like
Yeah.
early 30s, mid 30s.
See, you just proved that point. That list is for people in their 20s, not their 30s.
Well, there
So
you
also-
go.
Can
You
I-
have a
also-
vasectomy, you
so-
can't have kids in your early 30s. That's the point of the surgery.
No.
You can maybe reverse it, but you can't have, like, that's what that surgery is permanent.
So all in my 20s, what should I be doing?
You should be working on your character. You should be working on your maturity. You should be getting closer to God. A lot of the things that we're praising the women for to become a good mother, that's important things for men
So
to
be
focus
broke.
on too.
I work on characters.
I didn't say be broke. It's equally important to work on your finances. Women aren't going to say that, of course. I'm telling guys, you should get rich as possible too, but you should also be working on like building your character and looking at how I'm going to raise my kids and how I'm going to be a good father. If you're 40 and you have all these hoes and you have experience with hoes, is that going to make you a better father? Probably not.
No.
You'll just know how to avoid a bad woman, but it's not. You don't need to fuck 100 women to realize what a hoe is. A hoe is a girl. You look at her Instagram, you know she's a hoe or not. You don't need to get all these women in order to understand
No,
that.
you don't.
Can I
Once again, you need to
interject?
be able to decipher from experience who's a hoe and who's not. We're just saying, look,
Do you think it's that hard to see who a hoe is?
bro, come on, really?
I feel overall men should have a self-control when they're in their early 20s. Yes, by nature, like, you know, you're going to go be promiscuous and all of this, but you also can have if you're working to get closer to God, you will create a self-control within yourself to not be sexually like promiscuous and just having sex with everyone and get someone pregnant.
And can I
You
say
could use a condom too.
Can I say too, I think what Sneako's also trying to explain is that when you have a culture that bashes Western women about how we're focusing on the wrong things when we're young, but then you praise men for perpetuating that culture, I think what Sneako is trying to say is we need to teach men to have similar values to where we can come to the same page so that we don't damage each other and hurt each other in our 20s. And then you're 40, you're a 40-year-old man and you have a bunch of young bimbos around you and you don't know how to have a relationship with somebody who's quality.
Okay.
I mean, what's
that-
the funny part? I'm
you know, that
curious.
sounds. I'm laughing because because the thing is that feminism is here and it's not going anywhere. You just heard all these girls' answers.
What is
That
feminism?
quite literally
Girl
what
boss
indoctrinated
queen,
you to give
yeah.
the answers you just gave a second ago.
Can you
Feminism.
explain it?
Feminism.
Building an empire.
Yeah, like all of you guys gave very masculine answers when we asked you. We asked you first it was, do you want to be a mom? Then we asked you, what are you working on right now to be a mom in the future? All of you gave masculine answers to be able to provide, work on your education, whatever, which is cool. But what I'm saying is that all of you guys are young and your answers show the indoctrination that feminism is here and it's not going anywhere. It's even seeping into women from foreign countries. So, Sneako, I get what you're saying, bro.
So
In an
is it a
ideal
better
world-
advice?
Here, let me just finish real quick. In an ideal world, I wish it was 1950. I wish we could go back to guys getting married at 21, 22, having a wife that is great and everything else like that, the TradCon life. But those days are gone, bro.
Right.
Like if guys sit here and say, I really want to be a dad, and they don't have sexual experience, they're setting themselves up for failure. You can see all these TradCon relationships going down the tubes. And I get it. Like it sucks. It's fucked up. But at the end of the day, men are the ones that risk everything when they become a father, when they get married, etc. Women are incentivized to leave the guy. So we're operating in 2023 standards, not 1950 standards.
Women risk their bodies to give birth to kids. How can you say they don't risk anything?
Seriously?